Welcome to another episode
Next episode.
of the Thought Exchange Cafe. Exchange Cafe. Exchange Cafe.
You're tuned into the cafe of the mind, where thoughts are brewed, souls unwind. The air is rich with dreams so fine. We pour our hearts in every line. The whispers dance like light through trees, a melody that sets us free. Welcome to the Thought Exchange, where ideas flow and minds array. A place where words will never fade. In this cafe, we're unafraid.
Greetings and welcome to another episode coming to you from the Thought Exchange Cafe, where we bring you inspirational, motivational content that may help you in your everyday life, as well as educational content just as well too. And information that may help you to overcome some of your fears. Some of them, may not be all of them, but some of them, through life experiences. Today's episode is titled, Who's Better Than You? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Who is better than you? I don't think there's anyone that's better than me because I've been created I've been created to do the things that I am capable of doing, as you have been created to do those things that you are capable of doing. In the society we live in today, we're bombarded by TV shows. We're bombarded by the Real Housewives of Miami, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Now, let's think about this for a moment, right? We have all the rap artists. We have these folks. We have the basketball stars. We have all these folks that are making millions and millions of dollars, right? And that's an amazing thing for them. And guess what? You can have the same thing, but you're not one of them. You are you. And once again, I ask you this question. Who's better than you? Have anyone ever said to you that your voice don't sound right? And then you started believing that you don't sound right? I have asked some potential guests to come on the show. And they said that, well, I don't know because I don't like my voice. Hey, that's your voice, right? That's your voice. It's been given to you. You don't have to sound, excuse me, you don't have to sound like anyone else but you. What are you going to do to change it? You're going to go and have an operation? You're going to have a box put in or something? What are you going to do? No, that's your voice. And guess what? If people are judging you on the sound of your voice, guess what? Distance yourself from them, right? Distance yourself from them, because those that judge don't matter, and those that don't judge matter the most. And I say that because you can't be your authentic self when you're around people that's judging you, because you begin to feel uncomfortable around that individual or around those people. And you can't be yourself. You think that you have to be someone else. No, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Because guess what? You can't be no one else anyway, because everybody else is already taken. You know, we can watch these TV shows. We can get caught up in them, right? And then we become programmed to believing that this is the way that we should be living. And in that, what happens when you begin to do the best you can to live that way that has been programmed or shown you, right, depicted to you? it brings about stress, frustration, anger, and a whole lot of the other isms that come along with that. Your authentic self is enough because you've been created to leave something on the planet, right? Something that's everlasting, because you may be able to do something that someone else can do. But guess what? Just because they do it better than you doesn't make you less than, because you have a special talent and a special skill that they cannot do. They can mimic you, but they can't do it like you, because there's only one of you, right? So, nah, there's no one better than you. You know, I can remember a time growing up living in Jamaica Plain projects, and I can remember being bullied in school. And I was watching James Cagney. And James Cagney, if anybody know this James Cagney character, and I'm telling my age, but it's okay because God has allowed me to get through some things to be at this point today to convey and tell this story. And I wanted to be like James Cagney because I got tired of being bullied. I got tired of being chased to school just to get to school or to get on a bus and then getting off the bus and running home. I got had enough of that. So I seen James Cagney, and James Cagney has smushed the other character in the face with grapefruit, right? And I said, you know what? I want to be like James Cagney, because if I become like James Cagney, no one's going to bother me. And I became that character later on in life. But in becoming that character, the influence that had on me and how it programmed me, it had a negative impact on my life, because I went from school to prison. I went from smoking cigarettes to drinking beers, hanging out, smoking weed, to doing all the other isms, right? That landed me into some places that wasn't the best of places, right? I served my college years, if you understand what I mean by my college years. And I'm being very transparent with this because there is nothing to hide. Everybody's going through something, from the richest person to the poorest person. Everyone is going through something. And believe this, right? Everyone on this planet has a skeleton in their closet. Everyone has done something that they wasn't very proud of doing, right? So guess what? You're not unique, and neither am I. So guess what? Who's better than you? There's no one better than you. You don't have to be anyone else except for yourself. Les Brown has a quote, and the quote says, it's not Les Brown. The quote says, in a world full of phonies and pretenders, authenticity stands out like a beacon. And that's a quote by the late Dr. Miles Monroe. If you're not familiar with the late Dr. Miles Monroe, go and check him out. Go and Google him, check him out on YouTube or Facebook, whatever platform you go to. And I think you're gonna learn some great lessons from this individual. And being yourself, right? You have influence and you have impact. You don't have to follow somebody else's trail. You can begin to blaze your own trail for yourself. Now, let me ask you this question. I know I'm asking a lot of questions because I want you to think. Because we're in a time right now where we're not the thinkers, there are machines doing the thinking for us. And by allowing other things and other outside entities to do the thinking for you, you can't be your creative, authentic self, because you're always going to be following something else, or a way that somebody else has already laid out, right? You don't want that. Lay out your own plan, because there's no one else like you. And furthermore, who else could be you? They might be able to mimic you, right? But they're not you. And in the same way, whoever has influence and impact upon your life, right? Who are you following? Are you following those that are directing you to become that true leader that you truly are? Or are you following someone, right, that are clout and crowd chasers? Think about it now. Those that follow the crowd do what the crowd do. Those that distance themselves from the crowd, right? They're doing some amazing things, but also they're being creative in their own right. Who's better than you? I don't think there's anyone better than me. Not today, anyway. I have my own way of doing things. And it's okay because guess what? I have to be happy from within myself. Because as the saying goes, right? As within the mind, as without. Because what's inside is eventually going to show. And if you are being a phony, guess what? Eventually that's going to show too. And then you're going to be more embarrassed. You're going to have more shame, more doubt. So, no, there's no one better than you. Be your authentic self. Do those things that come to you, right? And don't worry about people calling you saying it'll never work. Ask them a question. Have you ever tried it? And if they say no, but it don't sound realistic, my answer to that today is it may not sound realistic to you, but if you've never tried it, how are you going to give me some information that's going to influence me to do better, but have a greater impact on what it is that I am attempting to do? Now, let's think about this for a moment, right? All the things that have been created, right? All these things that have been created came from a thought, right? Came from someone's imagination, right? And believe this, someone said to that person that, nah, that's not realistic. They're not doing that today. How you expect to make money from this? How you expect to, and some folks did what? Some folks left their idea alone in fear of looking a certain way to someone else. And then I just heard recently, I was listening to something on, I believe it was on Spotify. And the man was talking about some of the best ideas, right? Some of the best ideas, some of the best music, some of the best drawing, some of the best design, some of the best. It's a whole group of people. However, this group of people are no longer here. This group of people are being visited, right, in the cemetery. So I know for myself, out of all the things I've been through, and to be here today to convey this message, right? I'm looking to leave a legacy, but I'm also looking to share with someone else who's going through, who's caught at those crossroads and don't know what to do, but to act and be like someone else because they haven't truly found their authentic self. But I'm here to say to you, who's better than you? Ask yourself that question. Who is better than you? You have the opportunity to influence yourself and to be an impact, to make an impact. And I get it. Sometimes we get caught at them crossroads and don't know what to do. Sometimes we look in the mirror and don't know who that person is in the mirror. We brush our teeth. And in the midst of brushing our teeth, we're afraid to look at ourselves in the mirror. Ask me, how do I know these things? I'm not guessing because I know that was me. I didn't understand who that person in the mirror was. I couldn't recognize that person because I wanted to be someone else. I wanted to live like the other people were living because it seemed so dramatic. It seemed so happy and so they seemed so content. And then someone said to me, you don't know what those people are going through in order to maintain that lifestyle. And then I got a taste of it for myself. I've seen people with fancy cars eating at McDonald's. I've seen people with Gucci bags or Gucci belts and Nikes and not just Nikes, but the newer Jordans every time they came out. But where were they living? What were they doing to maintain their lifestyle? They was not being themselves, not their true authentic selves. And there's another quote that says, you might as well be yourself because everyone else is already taken. And you can't worry about other people's opinions because when I worried about other people's opinions, I didn't move. I didn't grow. Because why? Because I was afraid how people was going to judge me. And when people judge you, as I said earlier, those that judge don't matter. Because those same people that are judging you are hiding from something that they don't like about themselves. So they're going to judge you in order to make themselves feel, in order to validate themselves, right? But keep this in mind. They have to look in that mirror when they brush their teeth or they're doing their hair or putting on their makeup, whichever one it is. So don't worry about those people that judge. Once again, separate yourself from them because your true authentic self is good enough. And don't worry about how you sound, okay? Because it's your voice. It's been given to you. And your voice has power. Here at the Thought Exchange Cafe, this platform was created for others to come in and to be able to share their true authentic voice. To share those stories, right, of being influenced and impacted by other things and where it got them, but also getting stuck at those crossroads and having to make a conscious decision on what to do next. So don't worry. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. Okay? But one thing I am going to say to you, who's better than you? Or the question I'm going to put out there, who's better than you? I don't think there's anyone better than you. And I urge you, if you think there's someone better than you, there's somebody doing something better than you or got the better clothes than you or a better car or this or that, see how they're maintaining that. And after you find out, you may not like it. But guess what? If someone is having a good influence on you, go and ask that person. Go and ask that person, what are you doing and what have you done to get to the point where you are right now? And if that is something that your heart desires, then follow that. And I want to say this to you as well, too. You can't tell your dreams to everyone. No, you can't. Because those that can't see it for themselves are not going to see it for you.